I was recently listening to a podcast, and one of the people interviewed had had mastitis and was talking about how she was having to pump so much and make sure that she was always pumping to empty because she was so scared of getting another mastitis. I was thinking about it, and this is what many people think. And I think it's kind of what people previously thought about when they were thinking of mastitis or plugged ducts, that there's just stagnant milk that's been sitting there for too long, and we just have to empty more frequently than maybe we were, and make sure we're emptying completely to make sure that we don't get an infection or a plugged duct. But in reality, what happens in this situation is that if we pump when we didn't need to pump, or we pump excess amounts, then we are telling our body to make more and to go into hyperdrive. And when we do that, we kind of create a vicious cycle, because then we have overproduction. And yes, you are going to have to pump in order to empty, but it's okay to have some fullness. And that is what's necessary for your body to know that it needs to cut back on production a little bit. So it's tricky, and it can be kind of mind games because you are potentially worried about things recurring. So you have to really understand that slowly keeping, not completely emptying your breast with each pump or each nursing session, if you have high production, if you're overproducing milk, then you really need to allow your breast to stay a little bit full, not completely empty, so that they start decreasing the amount that they're making. And you can get out of that vicious cycle. And you can get out of that vicious cycle. So if you are pumping extra pump sessions that are above and beyond the milk that your baby needs, or your baby's sleeping through the night and you're still waking up to pump even though you've got loads of milk in the freezer, or you're pumping after your baby nurses all the time and just freezing that milk because you don't need it, your baby's getting plenty directly from the breast, these are all times that you can most likely cut back on the majority of that extra pumping. If you don't feel like you can do it safely on your own, or you are doing it on your own and you just do keep getting plugged ducts or mastitis, reach out to a breastfeeding medicine physician, because we can help to reassure you, hopefully, and understand a little bit more the physiology. And we can also recommend or prescribe medications or herbs or other things that can help you downregulate as you're taking away these pump sessions. And sometimes women need that to prevent these complications. So we don't have to pump to empty. We don't have to keep pumping to empty. The only reason to pump to empty is if you're trying to increase production. Or if you're an exact producer, then yes, you want to pump to empty to make sure that you continue to produce the same amount for your baby. But if you have plenty of milk and you're just in this vicious cycle, you can get out of it. And please reach out for help if you're having trouble.